All right, we're here at the Rockford Police Department with Interim Police Chief Patrick Hoey, and we have two other officers with us today.
Yeah, I have our two recruiters, Officer Kaera Watson and Officer Keehnen Davis, spearheading our recruiting efforts this year.
Now, when looking for an opportunity with the police department, a lot of times, at least for me, when I'm looking to fill a position, what do I possess that might work? Describe the kind of person that might make a good police officer. I mean, I know it's really hard to answer, but maybe qualities that are inherent in those that make good officers.
Well, the first thing you want out of people who want to become police officers are people who understand what service means. Understand that you have to provide a product to someone.
You know, it doesn't necessarily mean that the officer needs to be born and raised here, but sometimes if you were, it does mean you end up caring probably a little bit more. And a lot of us, you know, we might want to complain about the state of things, but you know, the best decision is to be a part of the process to fix it. You know, and so I don't know, maybe if you feel that kind of calling, that means this might be something you might want to investigate further. So that being said, that a call to service, and the fact that maybe this is a community that you love, you spent your whole life in.
Right.
To what degree does courage play a role too? Because, I mean, let's be honest, in any city in the country, to protect and serve those communities requires a lot of courage because, you know, we live in a very different world than we did when all of us were younger.
Well, most people that want to do this job it's because they want to help people. So helping people, there's a little more to it than that. You have to be willing to go out there and help people every day and know that not everybody's looking at you, you know, as this police officer, and some people do want to hurt us, and some people, you know, don't look at us as such a great thing.
Sure.
But you still have to be able to go out there and help those same people that don't think as highly of you.
Yeah. You've been a police officer for how long?
Almost 29 years.
Do you remember the day that you decided you wanted to become one?
I absolutely, it's vivid, and I tell the story all the time. I was going to Rock Valley because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was the youngest of three boys. My oldest brother was at NAU, my other brother was at Harvard, and here I was at Rock Valley because I didn't know what I was going to do, so my parents said, go to Rock Valley, it's a lot cheaper. My second semester sophomore year, I had to take an elective, so I took an introduction to law enforcement class that was taught by retired Captain Harold Peterson from the Rockford Police Department. In that first 50 minutes, he was so dynamic, talked about the love of police work, love of the Rockford Police Department. I came right home to my parents, who were both high school teachers, both taught for years at South Beloit and Hononegah, and I said, hey, I want to be a cop, and I'm going to go to Western Illinois because they've got the best program. And they said, a cop? But thank God you know what you want to do. So
Sure.
I went to Western the next semester, got my degree, and was lucky enough to be hired here in Rockford, the best police department in the country, and had a wonderful career. I you know, when I was meeting with the commissioners to put my hat in the ring to be an interim chief, I told them, I remember being interviewed, doing my applicant interview, saying, well, someday I want to be the chief of police. And then as I went through my career and then became a lieutenant, and I thought, boy, was I dumb? Why would you want to be the chief of police? But then I said, yeah, here I am in front of you wanting to be the interim chief of police. So it really is service. And I tell our new officers, I said, your job is to provide great customer service. And they look at me, and some of the older officers look at me and say, customer service? Because that's all we do. Everything we do is customer service oriented. And especially now as a chief of police, when you don't provide good customer service, you complain, and I am a stickler for customer service. So if I'm in any retail establishment or at the airport and I get bad customer service, I learned it from my mom. The squeaky wheel gets the order. Oil, I write the letter or send the email or make a phone call because I want the same thing for our citizens in Rockford. If you're not getting good service from the Rockford Police Department, I want to know about it. Our command staff wants to know about it because we want to rectify it. We want to make sure that our officers are doing the right thing. And I was just sitting in this room this morning with our command staff meeting, talking about the issues that plague us, especially this week with all the armed robberies. But you know, and I've been using the term for the last few weeks about our rock star officers. And here's two of our rock star officers. So just the amazing work that some of these 22, 24, 25-year-old patrolmen are doing. mainly because they're communicating and having great instincts and getting information and making great arrests, but also helping people every day. So it's not all about going out there writing tickets, making arrests. That's a very small part of being a police officer. It's all about serving your community and particularly helping those people that can't help themselves.
Your road to this kind of public service went through a 4-year university, but that's not required for someone interested in being an officer,
Correct.
is it not?
It's a high school diploma or a GED equivalent. That's the education requirement.
What about physical requirements? I mean, should you be able to run a mile, or is there anything coming in that someone should be capable of doing?
Yep, the first step of the process, once they submit their application, we do a quick background, and then they have to self-schedule their physical agility test. It consists of a 1-rep bench press on a universal machine, a 1.5-mile run, and a 1-minute sit-up test.
I think we need to get you to do the test.
1 rep bench press?
Yep.
Put on a couple of 10-pound plates? What is that total? That'd be 65 pounds?
It's based off of your body weight, percentage of your body weight.
Oh,
Yes,
well, thanks.
Man, you have to do like 98% or something like that.
For our test in particular, it's 78% for the Cooper standard. Once you go down to the state and take the test to get into the academy, it goes up to 98% for males and down to 58% for females.
So judging what you weigh, I know how much you're gonna have to bench press. Think you're up to it?
Maybe. It's just 1 rep, right? Yes?
Yeah.
Yes?
So our test is the same standard for males, females of all ages for
Okay.
the initial test.
I got you. And then, okay, so you said high school diploma or a GED equivalent. You don't have to have any kind of prior police experience, although if you have prior police or military experience, that's probably a plus, yeah?
Yep,
Absolutely.
they send you down to the academy and pay for all that stuff. If you have prior military, a bachelor's degree, an associate's degree in criminal justice, then you get an extra 5 points in the hiring process towards your score.
5 points is huge.
Really?
Huge.
Okay.
Sometimes the difference between, an applicant to the next one is hundredths of a point.
Okay.
So,
People will always ask, because we're all sort of centered on finances, what kind of money could a starting officer make with the Rockford Police Department?
Currently, the starting pay is $49,636, which is $23.86 an hour.
Wow, okay. And then obviously an opportunity for growth, just like any job, yes?
Yep.
Absolutely.
If you do well, you get treated well,
Yes.
right?
Yep, there's a scale for the first 5 years, so you get a raise for every year for the first 5 years.
And obviously, this recruitment effort ends at the end of January, but there's never a bad time if you feel the calling to service, as you mentioned, or something inspires or someone inspires you in front of a room somewhere, you'll always take a look, right?
Absolutely. We start very early. We have an Explorer program, which is for juveniles 14 to 20. So we're starting all the way back there with kind of grooming people to say, hey, start thinking about this career.
Okay.
This is a tough job to come to.
Okay.
We have a lot of things going on in the country, and the applicants that we get now, I look at them the most and say, these are the people we want, because despite all the things that are going on and what they're hearing, they're still coming and wanting to become police officers, so they have that drive inside of them.
So here's what I ask you to do. If you have felt something in this conversation, if something resonated deeply with you, I want you to visit our website, 97zokonline.com, to see all the criteria required to apply to be a Rockford police officer. But chief among all of that, to me, having served this community in my way for 21 years now, if you want to see things be better, you absolutely must be part of the process to change that. On the other side, doesn't help anything. So I want to thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I really wish, while we're all thankful for the service you've given this community, I really wish that you could keep this job, but thank you for filling this position while our city continues to progress.
thank you. It's great the service you provide, and you playing music all day for a career, and you've met a lot of rock stars, but come put on this uniform, be a rock star right here in Rockford.
There's more pride from shaking these hands than there is any rock star, and I believe that. I'm raising children too, and their safety and their protection, and them giving you the respect that you deserve is important to me too. So shaking your hand means a great deal to me. All right.